AFC has had financial issues. You know that, everybody knows that. I think most clubs in Kenyan football have financial issues. It's one of the biggest things holding back Kenyan football is the financial issues, I think, of some of the clubs. So they originally wanted me to start in January when we agreed the contract. We originally said I would start pre-season training on the 1st of January. But then I suggested to the management that I come in early for the last couple of games of last season, not with an objective of winning the games or changing everything, but with an objective of doing a proper audit of the club, you know. So have a look at the playing staff, work with the players in training so I could get a look at their attitude and their character as well as their ability. Have a look at the training facilities, have a look at the setup of the club, the kit, the equipment, everything. Do a proper audit and produce a report for the club on which we could act on and move forward. So that's what I did. In that time as well, I also started looking for new signings. So I came in and I knew I'd need new players because the league table never lies. If you're 13th in the league, it's because you're not good enough. It's not because you're unlucky. It's because you're not good enough. So you have to be honest. And so another objective was, my personal objective was to have a look for new players. So what I was doing is I was taking training sessions in the morning to assess my own squad, and then in the afternoon I was meeting players that I would like to talk to, players that I knew from my experience in East Africa. I was also looking at, I was watching DVDs as well in the evenings, and they got me a load of SuperSport DVDs, and I was watching KPL games for that season, looking at players. That's where I first picked up like Isuza. I watched a couple of DVDs of Madari, and I was going out and watching games as well. There was a lot of Division 1 games going on at Camp Toyoyo. I went and watched those. I was watching some KPL games. I was watching games live on SuperSport. I was also going to, I also went to watch our under-20 team to see if there were any players in our under-20 team. So I think I could say that even though that's probably the hardest I've ever worked at a football club for a short period of time. That 3 or 4 weeks before Christmas, I think I probably put in more hours and did more study and more work than anywhere else in the world I've ever worked.
When I came here last year, my first impression here is, because I come from Italy, the difference between weathers, especially the weather, because there it's very cold, and here it's opposite. It's opposite. When I reach the airport, I feel that how skin is hot, but it was a very good time. And in my first meeting with the officials, Gor Mahia officials, it was very good, because we spoke about the club situation, about the team, about the targets, about the pressure these teams have from the media, from the fans, especially from the fans, because this team won a lot of times the title. So they told me about this, and I accept this mission. It's a very good mission, because my whole career I play a lot for a lot of teams, and all teams playing to win. Especially my national team, when I play there 46 times. My national team, and every match for us is like play for Gor Mahia. You know, all teams want to beat us. All teams want to do a good job against Gor Mahia, because it's the only match. The stadium is full. So the people want to show us, okay, I can play for Gor Mahia, I can play in a big team. So the pressure, they explain some things in these months. I saw. What I saw from last year, since last year to this year, it's the organization inside the pitch, because When I reached here last year, I saw the way this team played in that time with long balls from the defenders, from the goalkeepers to the strikers, and the others ran following the ball always. And now you can see the difference, the way this team played. This team never put away the ball.
Biggest transformation is the attitude of the players, the discipline, the fitness levels, and the attitudes of the players.
Okay.
Obviously, the technical work is important, the tactical work is important, having the right players is important. But I think the biggest change is the players themselves. Even the players who've stayed from last season, they've changed their attitude. They're like different players. Nobody is ever late for training. Nobody ever misses training. We have very strict rules concerning timekeeping and missing training. For the friendly games, if anybody was late for the buzz, I left them there. I left them. We went without them. I think for me there are three different. If you're a young coach, my advice to any young coach is there's three different pathways you can take in coaching. You can be a coach of young players. You can say, I want to focus on players under the age of, say, 19, 20, 21, and I want to develop quality young players. For that, you need to have a certain kind of temperament, and you need to have different qualifications. Then you can be a coach of senior players. You can say, I want to coach senior teams or national teams. That requires a completely different skill set to coaching young players, you know? And then you can say, I want to be a coach of coaches. I want to be an instructor. I want to be. So you have three different career paths that you can go on. I have the highest qualifications in every career path. I have advanced youth awards for coaching young players. I have academy directors licenses, which you have to have in England to coach, to direct an academy. I have a UEFA Pro license to coach senior players, and I also have my UEFA Coach of Coaches awards, the highest. I'm an advanced coaching instructor, which means I coach coaches right up to UEFA Pro license, A license, B license. So what you do as a coach, when you say describe yourself as a coach, sometimes you draw on all those three things. If you've actually worked in all those areas, I've produced $1 million players at Birmingham City, $1 million players. Not one or two of them, but 10, 12 $1 million players. I've won things at senior level, and I've coached coaches to the highest level. I took Gareth Southgate on his A licence coaching award. I was his instructor. He's coach of England. I took Roy Keane. So when you've worked at all those levels, that helps you as a coach because you draw on all those things. If I'm working with Vincent Aburu, I draw on my ability to work with young players and my experience of working with young players because he's 18 and he needs that. He doesn't want me to treat him like I treat Paul Kiongera. He needs me to treat him differently because he's 18. Paul Kiongera is 25, he's had 5 or 6 different clubs, he's played outside of Kenya. So when I'm working with Paul Kiongera, it's completely different to working with Vincent Aburu. But yet then, when I'm working with my technical bench and my assistants and that, I use my ability to work with coaches and coach coaches. So I think that's a lot of experience to have, and you draw on different days. You draw on different levels. You draw on different things. Okay.
I'm a person, very quiet person, calm. What I told my players, I never go in the heaven, and I never go in the say infern. Okay, so it's the balance. I think for me it's very important, the balance in my life, my personal life, in my professional life too. So because I have to show to my players. Okay, and when we play, when we train, I need a good balance, you see, because I have to show them this. They have to feel this from their coach. Okay, the coach have a good balance. We have to play in the same way. Okay. When we spoke in our first meeting, What I told to the chairman, to the whole office officials, okay, Gor Mahia is a big team in Kenya, but it's a long time the team won something in Africa, so we have to continue to grow here and start a new process and to win outside Kenya, because this is will be important for the Kenya football, for the other teams in Kenya. So the first team have to give do the example for the others, Gor Mahia. So our project is continue to win in Kenya. Last year we reached the second place, and then we finished in the second place. And this year you want to win. We won one trophy this year, and you have another 3 trophies to play. So our target this year is to win the league and go to the next Champions League, African Champions League, to fight, not just to participate.
Okay. Well, I think you said it in one of the interviews you did with me after the game, after Sofapaka. I think you talked about pressure because we lost, and you said we probably started too well. People then get expectations. Like even our own chairman, he said after 3 games we're going to win the league unbeaten. I mean, I can't help what people say. I have no control over what anybody else says. But I'm a great believer in you keep the pressure off the players. You keep the pressure off the players so that they can perform to the maximum. The pressure has to come at me, not at the players. Because if the players get under pressure, then things shut down. They stop thinking clearly. They stop reacting freely. They stop enjoying and expressing themselves. So you have to keep the pressure off them and keep it on yourself. To do that, if you're going to take all the pressure, you have to be strong. And I think what you said in the interview was right. We probably did start too well. Our football in the first 3 games and our results in the first 3 games, I think, projected us a little bit better than we actually were. I think all the fans think we're going to win the league. All the executive committee think we're going to win the league. But now things have evened out a little bit, and I think that's better for everybody. People have to realise that we're going to lose games because we're building a team, we're building a club. It's a new executive committee, it's a new technical bench, it's a new set of players. We signed 14 players. So we're even going to restructure the academy, the under-20s, that's going to be restructured. So it's going to take time, and people have to be a little bit patient. If you have money, you'll do it quicker. If you don't have money, or there's a limit to the money that you have, it'll take a bit longer.
I think the 2 things work together. You see, we need time. You need time to grow the players, to do a good job with the players, and with money to build a sports center, because one team like Gor Mahia needs a sports center. It's a big team in Kenya, need a good space to make under 11, under 13, under 15, under 17, and then 19. Like the teams in Brazil, the teams in Europe. So the big teams, all of them have a good junior teams. This year, I know something about Gor Mahia won in the past. I know how these fans are hungry to win. The people, the officials, the players, the people work with us around the team, and the team won 15 times the league. Of course, they want to continue in this way. It's not easy. It's not easy because when you're training here, many coaches come to watch our training. So the things become, because we can't close the gates. The teams, the coaches come and watch our training, what we did during the week. So the things become a little bit difficult for us.
Well, I'll tell you what I have in my contract. My objective in my contract with AFC Leopards is to be in and around the top 3. So that's a 100% improvement on last season and being in the bottom 3. some of the fans will say that's not good enough. A club like Leopards, you should be 1 or 2, not in the top 3. But I think with the age of the squad, because it's very young, with the fact that we've signed so many players and the fact that there's been so many changes, I think next season Leopards will be stronger than this season. But we all realise this season, because of the fans and the expectations, you still have to have a good season. So my objectives, top 3 in the league and to have good run in the Cups. Well, there is. I mean, some people, you never know with fans. I mean, the fans with me have been very good. I can't complain. The fans have been very good with me, very supportive. They can see things happening. I think what fans want to see is they want to see the players fight for the club. You know, they want to see the players fight for the badge. And even when we lost against Sofapaka, the game was 94 minutes. And even in the 94th minute, we were still pressing and trying to score. We still showed good energy, good fitness and good desire and good hunger. And I think what fans want to see that. Fans don't want to see players give up. Fans don't want to see players who are happy with losing and they accept losing. Fans want to see players who fight. And I think the best thing, one of the good things about this team at the minute is they're fighting, you know, they're fighting for everything. And the fans, I think the fans appreciate that. So in the expectations, yes, they want to win, and yes, we want to win. But if you can't win, you have to prove to everybody that you really, really did try your hardest and you gave everything you've got, you know.
So this is one problem here I have, because the fans, they really don't know what happened with us. Sometimes we have no pitch to training, or transport, some problems we have during the week. But what they want is win our matches, but they don't complain what we live in during the week. So when we lose some matches they don't complain. They want fighters, they want beaters. So we need a good relationship between the team and the fans. It's not only on Sunday, because they have to come here, watch our training, watch the team did during the week, and you can see the result on Sunday.
Okay.
But you have to leave the team. They have to leave the team. This is what I want from the fans. It's not only on Sunday, but during the week too. It's crucial. It's crucial. You know, when you play, especially in Kisumu, the stadium is always full. The team, the players see the fans coming, the stadium is full. Okay, you play for us, and you play for the fans. Then.
Very big. I mean, I saw that when I was at Birmingham City. We were in the Premier League at Birmingham City for most of our years. I was there. And we got 30,000 people every game. You couldn't get a ticket. You could not buy a ticket at Birmingham. The ground was small by Premier League standards, and it was only 30,000 people. Every game was sold out. So there was pressure there was expectations. Even when Chelsea come and Arsenal come and Liverpool come, the fans still expected us to do something, to get something. So I've been there, I've been in that situation before about the demand of fans and the situation, and I've seen it. I think it's better to have fans than to not have fans. Even though they bring pressure and they bring different problems, it's better to have fans, because sometimes with AFC I've already seen the fans are capable of lifting the players. Sometimes people say the fans can be the 12th man, and that's very, very true. And I think AFC fans sometimes, especially that first game when we played Nakamata, when everybody's coming and everybody wants to see this new AFC team, I thought the fans were fantastic on the day. And the players thought so as well. The players actually thought the fans lifted the team. The best player I've ever worked with is Christophe Dugarry. Christophe Dugarry was French. He won a World Cup winners medal with France when they beat Brazil 3 or 4-0 in the final in Paris. He came to Birmingham after that. And he was there for 1.5 years, and he absolutely transformed the club. The club was going to be relegated. We were in the bottom three in the Premier League. And he came and he scored something like 13 goals in the second half of the season. And he transformed the club. He absolutely transformed the club. And he is without a doubt the best player I've ever worked around.
I coach in Italy, I coach in Romania and in Kenya. You know, when you work in Europe, you have everything. When we spoke about material, we spoke about sports center, we spoke about stadium. So that's the difference between Italy, Romania, and Kenya now. I think here you have a lot of space to grow. You have a lot of quality. Coaching these players, I saw the quality you have here in Kenya, but to develop this quality, you need pitches. You need pitches. You need the stadiums. You need good material. You need a lot of things. It's not only about the players. About the players and what stay around them. What I spoke today with the players. If you want to play in a team like our team, you have to forget about Facebook, social media, you know, because if you start to look at things, because when we win, you're like God. When you lose, it's like a devil. So if you look always about social medias, you become crazy. So we spoke about this. They have to be concentrate in our trainings. What the coach said to them. This is the most important for us: the communication between the technical bench and the players. On Sunday, the social media don't play. The fans don't play. Who plays the players. So you have to be concentrate to give to the fans what they want. What they want wins. They want victories. So you have to be prepared. You have to prepare every day and work hard every day to reach our results.
I don't read. I have a rule. Don't get suicidal when you lose, and don't be too happy when you win. And that's, you know, there's a great saying in life, philosophy is, one of my favourite things is I study philosophy. And there's a great saying in philosophy, don't make promises when you're happy and don't make threats when you're angry. So I transfer that into football and I say, don't get too disappointed when you lose and don't be too happy and get carried away when you win, because both of those things will stop you seeing the real facts. If you get really unhappy, we lose to Sofapaka 1-0, okay? You get really down and unhappy, you don't see the real facts of the game. You miss it because you're in a cloud. You miss what really happened and what the problems were. And also, don't get carried away when you win, because if you get carried away when you win, again, you don't see the problems. You don't see the things that are going to happen, you know. So you have to stay focused all the time. So don't read social media. I talk to fans, but I'm not really listening. It goes in there and then comes out there. I'm probably thinking about what I'm going to have for my dinner. I know that sounds harsh, but you have to separate yourself from everything, otherwise you don't think clearly. No, we don't have it, because you've got to make sure there's not. You've got to be strong. You know, I'll tell you what I did when I signed these 14 players. I signed 14 players that I thought were the right players. People might not believe it because they know AFC Leopards and they know what's happened in the past, where the committee signed the players and the CEO signs the players and the general manager signs the players. That's not happened here. I've signed all the players. I signed all the players at Azam. Nobody ever had a say in signing players. And what you do is you sign the players, you find a player that you think is going to do the job. If I'm looking for a number 5, okay, I come up with a list of 3 or 4 number 5s, and then I find out who's available out of those 3 or 4 on my list, who's available, how much are they going to cost me, right, in terms of salary and signing bonus. And then the third thing I do, which is really important, is a check on their personality. Talk to somebody who's worked with them. Talk to somebody who knows them. Try and find out as much background as you can. That way, you don't get as many bad characters in your dressing room. You don't get as much ego in your dressing room because you've checked. Don't sign a player just because you think he can do what you want him to do on the field. Find out what he's going to do in the dressing room. Find out what he's going to do in camp. Find out what he's going to do on the team bus. That's really, really important.
Our group, it's a very good group. It's a very good group. Everything we do here is as a team. They knows, from the captain to the most, for Maloba, is the youngest of the team. So I give them the same treatment. Okay, I respect all of them, from the third goalkeeper to the captain. So they knows here we have no egos. You see, you have all players, all first of the things, men. You have men in this team, so professionals. So the treatment is the same for all of them. I don't complain. What I don't complain here is the situation of the Kenya football in the FIFA list. If you go to the FIFA list, I think the Kenya's position is 86, behind Qatar, behind a lot of countries. Poor countries, they don't play football. So you have quality here. But I repeat, to grow you need to give something more. Don't ask from the players, okay, you have to win, you have to play well. Okay, I want to play well, but I can't play in pitches like, I respect the club, but like Tika, we play on last match, or Mombasa. You need good. Okay, I have to show you my potential. Okay, give me something. I need good pitches. So to develop this potential of the players, you need good things, good stadiums, good pitches to play.
I think actually, out of the East African conglomerate, I think Kenya has the most talent. That might surprise you, but I honestly think Kenya has the most talent. Now, how will I support that argument to you? Okay, how will I support that argument? I will say Kenya has more players playing outside than any of the other countries. Tanzania only has Samata, right? Uganda has a couple, has a few. Rwanda, Uganda probably second to Kenya. In my. Look how many Kenyan players are playing in Europe. They're everywhere. Belgium, Bulgaria, Slovakia, Sweden, Norway. Even in the MLS, there's even an American player playing in the MLS. I don't think Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, Tanzania, anybody has that coverage. I think there is more talent in Kenya than in any of the other East African countries. When I watched the KPL Under-20 tournament at Christmas, we signed 3 players from that tournament. Mike Kibwagi, the centre-back from Homeboys, Ibrahim Mao from Sofapaka, and Vincent Aburu. I was really, really excited by the talent I saw in that Under-20 competition. I think there's some good players. I could have signed 5 or 6 players in there that I liked, but obviously you can't take too many. So we signed 3. And they're in my first team squad. They're on my bench. They're on the bench every week, even though they're only 17 and 18. That's how excited I am by the talent. I think Kenya is a hotbed of talent. We need to score more goals. We probably create. My assistant Kitambi Dennis, who I brought with me from Azam, he does all the statistics. And he's very, very good at the statistics. I think we probably, at the minute, we're creating something like 6 chances to score 1. So we're outplaying people, we're dominating possession. Even Sofapaka, you saw the game, we absolutely dominated the possession. We're not scoring enough goals. That's the problem. We should be scoring a goal every, say, 3 chances created. We're scoring a goal every 6 chances created. So that's the problem.
We played 8 matches. We won 5, draw 1. I don't saw one team play better than us. I saw teams run a lot. They run a lot. When they play against Cormahia. It's like I told before. They want to show us how they are strong. They want to beat us, the best players in this country. Our team, you can grow yet because we play only 8 matches, and this team played very well. If you take the numbers of our matches, you can see 7, 8 players opportunity to score. This is it's a very important number. How many shots, how many cross, how many corners. This is important to analyze one match, one team. It's a mix. It's a mix because you need both experience to play one league like the Premier League is very tough. So you need experienced players, but sometimes you have to put some players like Maloba, for example. He don't think, he just play. This is the youth. Okay, you put them in the field, they want to play. They enjoy that thing. This is the best thing of the football. You see, you put players like him, like Amos. They want to show. Okay, I know about this game. I want to play this match, and you can see different things. And the experienced players. Okay, now we have to play 1 or 2 touches, calm. We have to turn the ball. So you need a good balance between the youth and the experience.
What would I go for? I like both. Youth gives you. I like youth. Youth gives you vibrancy, enthusiasm, hunger. All these young players who earn 25,000, 30,000 shillings, they all want a new contract. They all want to earn 40,000, 50,000 shillings. You can work off that as a coach. You know, when you're pushing them harder and you're demanding more, you can work off that. You know. But you also need a bit of experience. My experience is Mangoli, my captain, and Kiongera, my vice captain. They're my experience, and they're only 25, 26, and they're my experience. But I always consult them in everything. I feel it's important that the players, you've got the support of the players, and the players agree with. If I have an idea, if there's 2 ways of doing something, I will discuss it with the two captains, and then we'll decide which way we're going to go. Yeah, I think what you've got to make sure in derbies is you play the game. This is really important. Play the game, don't play the event. Because if you play the event, the emotions will take over. You have to play the game. You have to say, this is our team, this is their team, how are we going to beat it? What's going to happen here? Don't worry about the crowd, don't worry about the executive committees, don't worry about the media expectation, don't worry about anything. I'm on the pitch, I'm playing against him. How are we going to win the game? Play the game, don't play the event. Let the media stoke up the event and let the fans stoke up the event and the executive committees and everything else. But not your players, no. Your players, play the game, just play the game. Don't play the event. Does that make sense? The event will get you carried away. You get carried away by the event, you'll lose the game. Play the game.
I know how important this match against Leopards because it's another big team in Kenya. It's the other team can put the people on the stadium. So this is good. When we played last year, I saw something good because the Miaio, we play in Miaio Stadium, is almost full. So that's good. That's good. I wish more matches like this because for the players, for us, technical bench, see the fans at the stadium. just to enjoy the match, not to fight. Not to fight. That's the most important. Because in the football you can win, draw or lose the match. So if you win, you are happy, but the others know. But you can't fight for the result. That's most important than football. Be very calm to play. You need put in the field your quality. You have to show to the opponents you have hungry to win. So you and another detail, we come from a lose match. We lost our last match, so from last year never lost two matches in a row. So you have to win this match. It will be tough. It will be tough because it's a particular match. It's a particular match. So we be prepared. We have to prepare very well this week.
It's everything, but I think with the big games you have an additional factor. You have nerves, you have performance anxiety, you have people, as I've said, people who get carried away by the event and they don't play the game. Nerves. So you have to do what you can. This week it'd be a big thing about keeping the pressure off the players, so that the players are relaxed. No, it's too early.
If you win this match, it's a good push up. It's push your team forward. Come to the match. I want to see the green arms there because I love them. I love these fans. I want to feel the pressure. I want to feel the pressure. I want to see them fighting, okay, sportive fighting, and helping, supporting these players because you be tough, and you need all of them at the stadium, supporting the players and the technical bench, and the final result you fight to win these three points and go to the top of the table.
Yeah, I think there's two ways to look at the game. All the fans will want to win the game. All the executive committee will want to win the game. So we have to do our very best. We have to do our best for them. But having said that, at the same time, you have to make sure it doesn't turn into an event and it remains a game, so that everybody is thinking rationally, logically, and you give your best performance. So that's important. We know we have a responsibility to the fans, etc. But we have to manage that in a way where it doesn't spoil the game, as I've said. That's one thing. For the rest of the season, I think we have to continue. We've set a standard in terms of hard work. At the moment, the fans are happy that every player is giving his everything for AFC Leopards. We have to continue that. That has to continue. Every player, any player who's selected, or any player who comes off the bench and goes on the pitch, they owe it that they continue to give 100%. So that we have to keep that going.